Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel, back with another video. And in this one today, we're going to be ranking the Arsenal players based on their performances so far this season. Of course, it's that time again, international break, and it's the worst time, basically, to be a content creator throughout an international break. So, yeah, in this one, because we are in November and we are getting close to that halfway mark of the season, let's rank the Arsenal players based on their performances so far this season. And this is based on my opinion, so feel free to disagree in the comment section down below whether I'm being a bit too generous or whether I'm being a bit too harsh. Let me know. But we've got the squad here. I believe I've got everyone. If I quickly hide my camera, I think that is pretty much everyone. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is everyone that has played games this season. It's not the entire squad because we're still missing Dalman. You may have noticed Havertz isn't there, but of course Havertz hasn't played. We're not going to be including likes of Andre, our new sider, because again, just not enough games. So this is the squad pretty much that we're going to be ranking, and I think they've played roughly enough games to judge their performances. So yeah, without further ado, let's rank these players. Shall we just go in any order? Why not? Start off with who should we start off with? Ben White. Why not? Now, Ben White hasn't really played a whole lot, has he, this season? Obviously, he's still trying to get himself back up to full fitness. I think he played the opening game against Man United, didn't he? And then he played, I believe, in the Champions League against Olympiacos. Didn't he play in the Carabao Cup against Brighton as well? So he's played a couple of games here and there to judge. I think right now I'd probably say C, which of course is mental. Prior to his injury, he was obviously in the A, maybe even the S, you know. He was very underrated. But right now, obviously he's the backup to Jurriën Timber, so you have to put him in the C category for now. Next one, who should we go with? We'll go with Calafiori, because Calafiori is someone that I had my doubts over. Last season, he was riddled with injuries. Defensively, he looked very suspect. And so far this season, I think he's been excellent. I don't think he's necessarily had a terrible game. I mean, Sunderland, he wasn't great. That was probably his worst performance of the season. But apart from that, I think he's been solid. He's obviously the only one in this team that has a free role. And although I still think his best position, is centre-back, I think at left-back so far this season, he's proven his worth. So I'm just going to put him in A. I think he's had an excellent start to the season, if you ask me. Next one. Should we get the players who haven't necessarily played a whole lot out of the way? I think that probably makes more sense. So, for instance, Kepa, I think we'll stick him in the C. To be fair, I've been quite impressed with Kepa so far this season. Every time he has played, I think he's had a decent start. But of course, backup goalkeeper, and he hasn't played, and he's never going to get ahead of Raya anytime soon. Who else hasn't necessarily played a whole lot? Hincapié is another one we'll put in the C category because, again, he just has not played enough minutes. But what I've seen so far, he looks really good. And I think he may take that left-back spot ahead of Calafiori. Not ahead of Gabriel, obviously, but at left-back, he's got a chance. Any more? I mean, Odegaard hasn't necessarily played a whole lot, has he? So I guess we should probably put him in C. Currently injured. Hopefully, when he comes back, he will challenge Eze for the number 10 position because, again, we need more players for competition in that department. I think that's about right. We've pretty much got everyone out the way who haven't necessarily played a whole lot so far this season. I mean, Norgard is another one. Like, yeah, you can put in C. He's hardly played in the Premier League. I can't remember if he started. I don't think he started in the Premier League, and the only time I remember him getting brought on was against Burnley away. Or did he come on against Palace? I can't remember. But yeah, either way, C. And I've not really been too impressed with Norgard. But again, I think it'd be very harsh to put anyone in the D category. I don't even know why I've added the D category, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think now those players are out the way. Let's go with Marino. Marino's an interesting one because I've criticised Marino, it's fair to say, over the time he's been here. I think he's definitely better as a striker than he is in midfield, that's for sure. I mean, obviously he scored against Newcastle to get the equaliser early on in the season. He scored a brace against Slavia Prague in the Champions League. I mean, I'll probably put him in B right now. I think he's had an okay start to the season. Bear in mind, B is, okay. But yeah, I think Marino, to be fair to him, I think he has come up clutch in a couple of games, and I think he deserves credit on that basis. Who should we go with next? We'll go with David Raya, someone that hasn't really had a whole lot to do, really, due to the defence in front of him. But apart from Sunderland and that brain fart towards the end, he's not really put a foot wrong. I can't remember the last game he actually made a mistake, apart from that Sunderland game, which, again, cost us 2 points. But still, he hasn't really put a foot wrong so far this season. So I'll probably put him in B as well. Just switch them around because I think Raya has been better than Marino so far this season, if you ask me. Because obviously against Man United on the opening day, he definitely made some big saves. So we'll put him in B for now. Next up, we will go with... We'll go Madueke because obviously it's a shame he's currently injured because he started the season really well. And he should be back soon. I think he should be back, in fact, after the international break, which could be a big boost. But for now, I think it'll be harsh to put him in C because he played well up until the point he got injured. So I'm going to put him in B for now because, again, he was performing really well, but I can't go any higher than that. Next up, we've got Ethan. I'll be honest, I think in the games Ethan has started, he's been quite disappointing. Don't get me wrong, I thought he had good games against Forest and Leeds at the start of the season. But I think now the fact he's not really getting much playing time, I think that sort of slowed his game down a little bit. I thought, Brighton he scored in the Carabao Cup, fair enough, but I think for now he's got to go in the C. That may sound harsh because I love Ethan, but yeah, I think for now you've got to put him in the C because, he's not really played a whole lot and when he has played, he's not really looked like the Ethan that we saw last season, if I'm being brutally honest. Next up, we're going to go with Mosquera. This guy's really impressed me, Now, I didn't really know a whole lot about him until, he started starting for Arsenal. Valencia, £13 million. Valencia have fallen off drastically over the years, but it's fair to say he's been one of their bright sparks, and there's a reason why Valencia fans were fuming at their chairman for letting him go for only 13 million, and now he looks like a beast. Every time he stepped in, he has really impressed me, and despite not playing every game, I want to put him in the A category. I think he's been absolutely superb in every game he's played. I mean, Newcastle, he got subbed off because he made a mistake, but again, that wasn't just him, was it? So I think apart from that, he's been excellent. I've been really impressed with what I've seen. Gosh, this tier list is it's not really a great start, is it? 3 in B, 6 in C, and then only 2 in A. I mean, this seems like This seems like we're having an absolute stinker of a season. It should get better though. It really should. Next, we're going to go with... Who should we go with next? I think we'll go Martinelli next because if we were basing this on the opening 3 games, I think he would be straight into the D because he was very, very poor. To be fair to him, he has picked it up, but then he got injured. He should be back though, very soon. But yeah, I think from what was a horrible start to the season for him, I mean, Man United, he was dreadful. Liverpool, he was dreadful. But obviously, he scored that equaliser against Man City. Excellent lob over Donnarumma. I'm going to put Martinelli in... B. I think he has actually been better than Marino and Madueke, only because Madueke has been injured. So, yeah, I'm going to put Martinelli in B there, because, again, he has picked up his performances. Next up, we've got Trossard, who, again, I've been really impressed with so far this season. Almost like a surprise package so far this season, if you ask me. Yeah, he's really got himself a few goals and assists. I think he's got the most GA in the Premier League for Arsenal anyway, or just in all competitions. But he's really holding that position down, to be fair to him. So I'm going to put him... Oh, do we go B or A? I'm actually going to put him in A, you know. I think he's been really good this season. And not many are necessarily talking about it. So, yeah, I'm going to put him in A, you know. Who do we go with next? I think we'll go with Miles Lewis-Skelly next, because he's someone that, again, similar situation to Waneri. He's not really had a whole lot of playing time. However, he has played in pretty much every Carabao Cup game, and he's played in 3 of the Champions League games we've played so far this season. So I think we can judge Lewis-Skelly based on that. I think he's played really well in the Champions League. The run he done against Atletico Madrid to set up Martinelli was absolutely outstanding. I would definitely put him in... I mean, you see, he's played 86 minutes in the Premier League, but again, I think he should be ahead of Ethan for me. Speaking of Ethan, I think he should be further down this tier. I think he should definitely be around there. I think that's about right. But yeah, I think Skelly should probably be in B. Let's just... There we go. Next up, we'll go Martin Zubimendi, because I think this season I had my doubts over his physical capacity and whether he could hack the Premier League. I think he's been a brilliant signing, arguably our best signing of the summer. I think he's been absolutely brilliant for Arsenal, and he's allowed Declan Rice to advance in his position. So based on that, you'll be mad not to put him in the A category. I think he's probably ahead of Calafiori, you know, because I think he's been that good. Who do we go for next? I think we'll go with Saliba, because Saliba, for me, is being slept on. Because how good Gabriel has been this season, no one's really paid attention to how good Saliba's been as well. I don't remember Saliba putting a foot wrong. And I think that's a testament to how good we've been defensively. So, I think Saliba should definitely be in the A category because of that partnership he's built with Gabriel. I think we'll probably move Trossard, ahead of Mosquera there. Next up, we'll probably go with Saka, you know. Saka, I think, has had a slow start to the season. He's definitely picked it up in the last few weeks. Scored for England. He scored against Sunderland at the weekend. He's had some good games. He's obviously had an injury as well. But again, I think he started the season quite slowly, if you ask me. So I think we'll probably put him in B. I think he has... Has he been better than Martinelli so far this season? I think he has, because of Martinelli's start. So we'll put Saka in the B category. Next up, we'll go Jurriën Timber. For me, he has been Arsenal's player of the season so far. I think he's world class at the moment. I think that is the pedestal that we are putting this guy on, because he has been nothing short of absolutely sensational. And I knew he was good at Ajax, but bloody hell. The guy can defend, arguably the best right back defensively in the world right now. And going forward, he's raised his level in terms of going forward as well. His link up with Saka's getting better every game. I mean, he's always reliable as well. In fact, he's come back from an ACL injury. Like, this guy is absolutely incredible, and he's the first one that's going in the S category. Next one, we're gonna go with Gyökeres, because Gyökeres is obviously divided a lot of opinions, not from Arsenal fans, but obviously rivals. I get that he's not scored as many goals as we would have hoped for at this point in the season, but he's still very important to the way we actually do play. I wouldn't say he's been absolutely outstanding. I wouldn't say he's been an upgrade on Kai Havertz so far, but I think he's definitely had a good start to the season. He's definitely not a C for me. I think he's a B. I think he's, along with Raya, Saka, etc. I think he needs to score more goals, obviously, but the fact he drags defenders out, allowing more space for our forwards, he's very important to this team. And I think he's not had a terrible start to the season, but obviously we need to see a lot more. I don't think he's necessarily in that A category, and he's definitely not in the C, the S. Sorry. So I think he's about like in the middle at the moment, and it's the same with Eze for me. I think he's had some good games, obviously, but you know, we still do need to see a lot more. We've not really seen the best of Eze yet. But then again, like, he's won us 4 points so far this season with the pass over the top against Man City that got us the equaliser, and then he got us 3 points against his old club Crystal Palace. So we got him to thank, or else we probably wouldn't be top of the league right now. So big up Eze. Now we move into the last two. The last two. Who should we start with? We'll start off with Gabriel. Let's just see how it is, yeah. He's got to be the most complete centre-back I've seen in my lifetime at Arsenal Football Club. Never seen a player that is so threatening in the opposition box, but also so dominant in his own box. He's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The fact the guy has come from, well, not getting called up to the Brazil squad in the World Cup, to now, he's probably Brazil's best centre-back. I wouldn't say he's our player of the season yet, because I think Timber has been just consistent throughout. But Big Gabby, yeah, like, what a season he's had so far. He's just come back from a hamstring injury as well. Like, he had surgery, for God's sake. And he's still playing the same level as he was last season. And then we've got Declan Rice. I think, for me, he goes in the S as well. I just think he's been absolutely sensational. And he is a sensational player. When it comes to set pieces, carry the ball from the 8, can play in the 6. He's got it all. He really does. So, there we go. What do you guys make of that tier list? No one in the D? I think that's about right, because we're top of the league, isn't it? But it's not too bad. I'm quite happy with that. Should more players be in the A category, though? I don't think so, you know. What do you guys make of that? Because I'm quite happy with it, if you ask me. I'm tempted to. I'm tempted to move Gyökeres up into way, you know, because he's been that important for Arsenal. But again, the goals need to come. You get what I'm saying? He scored 4 in the league, 3 in the Champions League. Played well against Newcastle. I think, to be fair, it makes sense to move Gyökeres into way. I think we need more players in the A category, seeing as we are top of the league. I think you should probably move Saka ahead of Raya. I think Eze's probably been better than Martinelli because Martinelli's been injured, obviously. I'm quite happy with that, you know. I'm quite happy. Let me know what you guys make of it in the comment section. But on that bombshell, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.